Just before sunup, that's when we get here. A purplish-pink sky silhouettes a string of low brick row houses, sturdy structures built in 1945 for African-American soldiers returning from World War II. It's quiet here, subdued, not much chatter about presidential election results. So very different from what we encountered 8 years ago. Here's what that sounded like.
Our president, Barack Obama, he did it. Woo! This is good.
From dawn to dusk, that's the kind of joy that burst out of everyone we approached back then.
Would you like an interview with WBEZ?
Hold on.
Artis Coley had pulled up alongside us in his silver Monte Carlo. Windows down, music up.
Let me play that again for you. This is my morning anthem, and it should be everybody's morning anthem. Y'all listening?
Coley was cruising the neighborhood, blasting Young Jeezy's brand new song, My President.
Now we can interview. I had to get that off. I had to. I feel better now. Like
so many people excited that day.
My name is LaQuita Salter, and I am the laundry attendant here at 927 East 131st Street. And I'm just starting work. I'm just coming in. So this is the laundry facility.
She posed for our camera holding up a full-page Obama cover from the Morning Sun-Times.
Man, this is history. I never thought I would see this day. Never, ever, ever thought I would live through anything like this. This is phenomenal.
Hello, gentlemen.
8 years later to the day, almost to the minute, we are back. Same laundromat, but an entirely different mood.
I can sum it up with one word. When I woke up this morning, I said, what? No, can't be real. Donald Trump is out for Donald Trump.
Barry Belmont, the new laundry attendant, tells us this is a red-letter day.
You'll never forget this day and the experience you finna go through. The roller coaster ride that's called Donald Trump. The man couldn't tell you the truth if he tried.
You think he's really going to build a wall, he asks us? You think Detroit's going to get huge again, building cars?
Coal mine's gonna open back up? Ain't gonna happen. He fed them a line, and they bid it, and they hook, line, and sinker, they gone. It's over.
But Belmont figures Trump's good for at least one thing, and that's his promise to shut down Obamacare.
So he cut that out. I don't have my tax break anymore, and I can't afford regular insurance. Diabetic, just had dialysis, just got an ulcer. So I'm up the creek.
Are there specific ways that Altgeld Gardens itself might change in the next 4 years under a Trump presidency?
Might change. Might be a lot more sick people.
2 aisles over, Gina Nelson's stuffing laundry into a washing machine while her son plays with a backpack full of action toys. Nelson works across the expressway at Ford Motors.
Are you like on an assembly line or what?
I'm an assembly line worker.
Nelson was on the job with fellow union workers just a few hours earlier when Trump claimed victory around 3 a.m.
How would you characterize how they were feeling?
Disappointed, period.
Upset?
Very, very upset. We'll see what happens, so God bless America. Let's see. You guys voted him in, so now let's see.
Through the window of the laundromat, Rich and I spot a familiar figure, someone we haven't seen in years. We say our goodbyes and head across the street.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Mr. Nelson. How are you? I'm Linda.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
Yeah, of course.
This is Richard.
All right, I remember you, Richard.
It's been a while since we've seen you.
Yeah, like 4 years with the second inauguration for Obama.
That's right. When Rich and I first met Tyrone Nelson in 2008, he was caring for his mother full time. She was about to turn 95. We've been back several times. Since we last visited, she's passed away. But she lived to 100, we find out. Must be because of your care, we tell Tyrone Nelson. He says the real secret was getting her off medication and changing her diet. No additives, preservatives, no food colors.
Did you cook for her?
Yeah, I prepared all the meals. She ate no pork, no red meat, no salt, no sugar.
We first crossed paths with Tyrone Nelson right here on this front porch just hours after Obama was elected the first time. I asked Nelson if he voted this year, and he says yes.
Can I ask who you voted for?
Hillary?
Enthusiastically or?
Sort of.
Tyrone Nelson sort of says a lot. It's kind of a bellwether for how voting went down at Altgeld Gardens in general. Almost everybody here voted for Hillary Clinton, In fact, she received all but 5 of the votes in the Gardens. But turnout was way down. In 2012, about 84% of registered voters came out. This year, turnout was more like 60%. I asked Tyrone Nelson how he feels about the outcome. He says it's a democratic process, and the people have spoken. He even offers an olive branch.
Republicans, they bring forth a lot of times that people are too dependent on government, and there's a ring of truth to that.
What'll this election do to Obama's legacy?
As happy as we were, to have a black president, Obama was the president of everyone. He was not just a president of black folks. I guess you had people who had high expectations of what Obama was going to do for black people. But, we're a nation of laws. So, and then there's a process, to get your agenda to follow through. So I just think that Trump probably has a freer hand to get his agenda pushed through than Obama even did.
Altgeld Gardens is home to about 3,500 people, almost half of them under 17. More than 9 out of 10 households are headed by women. The population here is poor, very poor. Roughly a third of all households have incomes of less than $10,000. Almost half of those who work have no access to a car. Some people call Altgeld the projects, and yet on its outskirts it feels more like the country. About a week before the election, Rich and I do an earlier walk around. Random meandering, no particular plan. We see long stretches of barely used railroad tracks shrouded in trees. We see the Bobian Woods, where kids sneak off to catch frogs and turtles. And on a quiet back road that runs alongside the Little Calumet River, we bump into Lovelace Gray, loading produce into his gray pickup on land adjacent to the gardens.
There's a path through there. You can walk away in the mud. There's mud over there.
Raised on a farm in Alabama, he came to Chicago to work in the steel industry. He's been tending this little patch of land for almost 4 decades.
Ooh, I've been out here since 1980.
Behind an old boarded-up house about 30 yards from the banks of the Little Calumet, Gray and others have staked off a lovely parcel of land.
No, we got greens over here, and it's green season now, but we had, tomato, cucumber, squashes, eggplants.
How do you know how to grow all that?
Well, I'm a southern guy.
Come on, girl. Let's go.
School's letting out for the day, and Marcus Cannon's trying to herd his girls into the car. Cannon's a manager at a White Castle, plus, as is apparent from his cap, he's a Cubs fan. We introduce ourselves and ask what he thinks of the job Barack Obama's done.
A great job. He done a great job.
Yeah?
Yes,
What did you
for
like
America.
What did you like about what he did?
The health care plan, he put jobs back inside the community, you know what I'm saying, for African Americans and for everybody else, Hispanics and everybody else. I voted for him both terms. He's a magnificent person, him and his wife, Michelle Obama.
You feel proud.
Yes, I feel very proud. Yep, that's my president. That will always be my president, President Barack Obama.
Across the street, a gaggle of kids is moving amoeba-like away from the school. I tell them that a very famous person used to work here at the Gardens, and I ask, who is it?
I don't know what it is. Who is it? I saw Muhammad Ali. Is
it Mr. Smith?
Yeah, Jim.
Barack Obama. Yes.
This young lady, what's your first name?
Jamir.
Jamir is 1,000% correct. Who taught you that, Jamir?
Nobody
guessed.
knew.
It was a guess.
No, I didn't guess. I actually already knew it.
He worked right here in Altgeld Gardens, Barack Obama. You know, his presidency is coming to a close. You guys know that, right? There's an election. And so what do you guys think he did? Was he a good president? Bad president?
He was a good president. He was a great president.
Okay, what made him great?
He helped out the
He
world.
opened a lot of doors for the black people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the time I always see white people becoming president, and then when he came president, it's like I might have a chance to become president too.
Okay, we need to go west.
Another stop. We're making our way to a central location in the Gardens. Everyone in Altgeld calls this Up Top. In the 50s, 60s, and 70s, even later, you could find all kinds of amenities here. Barbershop, clothing store, shoe shop, a pool room, a lounge, and a grocery store. It was a complete mini-mall. Later we learned that this now decrepit structure is the remnant of an essential services building designed by no less than noted Chicago architects George Fred and William Keck. This building has seen better days. Over the years, Rich and I have been drawn to a bright yellow wall that has handwritten names scrawled across its bricks. Visitors to the gardens usually stare at it, and locals are quick to offer an explanation.
You know what that wall is?
Wait, come here, you tell me.
30-year-old Tracy Goodwin is a full-time student and also works as a customer service representative.
Those are all the names of the dead people. All the people who died in the gardens.
Died from what?
Usually violence, sadly. Mostly that's what the cousins whose names I have up there is from violence.
I'm sorry, what sort of violence, if I could ask?
Gun violence. He had a fight. One of my cousins had a fight with another young man. The young man went and got a gun. Typically the way it goes.
So that was the visit to the memorial wall about a week before the election.
Last night I saw you.
Now we're back at the wall, this time the day after the election. 43-year-old LaRon Solomon has lived in the gardens his whole life. He's strolling by, singing a song.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how I get out, you know? According to how I feel.
Rich wants to know, does the election prompt any particular song? Solomon says no.
I didn't want that person in there, you know what I'm saying? I can't sing a joyful song for somebody I wasn't really prepared to be in a presidential seat.
Solomon voted for Hillary Clinton, but he kind of held his nose.
When Hillary Clinton, her husband, was in office in the 90s, what they got the surplus down by taking from the poor and then incarcerating us. They both the same. Just one Democrat, one Republican.
Hi. Remember us?
Yes.
Just around the corner from the yellow brick memorial wall is the fluorescent-lit Altgeld Garden Liquor. There isn't a grocery store in the gardens. This is the closest thing to it, but there's no meat, vegetables, or dairy sold here.
Hey, yo, Nick, let me get a case of natural ice.
Kids roll their bikes right up to the candy counter. Adults exchange neighborhood news as they wait in line to pay for cigarettes, beer, laundry detergent, and lottery tickets.
I used to work like open to close every day.
And that's a 12-hour day, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week.
Sometimes I take days off, but lately I haven't been working those long hours.
Nimir Own was born in Lebanon and came to the United States when he was 22. He's owned the store for 28 years and has about 5 employees who live in the gardens. He talks to his customers and says they know him well.
The little boys that used to come in here like for candy and stuff, now they're grown and they all respect and know me and so on.
They even have a nickname for him.
Tiger.
Tiger?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's the translation of my name from Arabic to English.
From time to time, just outside the door, there's gunfire. At times like that, Nimir, the shopkeeper, has been known to shelter customers in the back, just until the coast is clear.
I mean, you know, if they have violence over there, they come running over here. It's like a safe haven for them.
Everybody respects them around here, you know. Sooner or later, they're going to have to come in and out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Joseph Mayweathers is standing in line, and he tells us he's one of the longtime customers Nimir Own is talking about. Mayweather's been coming here since he was a boy.
A lot of people done got in trouble, and he didn't let them go through the back door.
A picture of Barack Obama hangs behind the counter, and we want to know if Nimir's going to replace it.
No, I don't think so.
You would not put up Donald Trump's picture?
I mean, you know, whatever he said against Muslims and against the Latino migrants and blacks and everybody else, I have a liberal point of view, just like the Democrats, and you know, his views are not favorable to me.
That appears to be true for many of Nimir Own's customers. Dolores Spann has lived in the garden since 1983. How did she feel when she woke up this morning?
About him winning? Nothing's gonna really change. It's still gonna be the same for the poor people, put it that way.
So do you think that Barack Obama accomplished anything for poor people?
Me, personally, no.
Did you vote for Barack?
I voted for him.
Do you feel proud of him as president?
I feel proud. Him and Michelle.
If you think Barack didn't accomplish anything, why didn't he?
They wouldn't let him. He couldn't accomplish anything with no one on the side.
Rich and I are walking now, viewing the gardens by foot. It's a big day, we find out, not just because of yesterday's election. It's report card day, and mothers are marching their kids to school, in some cases to face the music. Ida Henderson has 5 children who tail behind her like obedient ducklings. With her brood, she stops to talk about the president-elect.
I mean, I'm not against him, but the fact of the matter is, it's just like, let's see what he can do. It can't be all bad. Everybody needs a chance, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel.
One of Henderson's sons is fidgeting, trying hard to catch my eye. He knows not to interrupt his mother, but he shifts from foot to foot and looks like he's got something urgent to say.
Young man, you've been bursting at the seams. What is your name?
My name is Isaiah Thomas, Isaiah Jacob Thomas.
And how do you know this lady?
I sticked with her my whole entire life. She's like the best mom ever to me. And, well, my dad said nothing great would happen if Donald Trump became president. And it appears to me that's really true.
What are the bad things that you think could possibly happen while he's president?
I heard rumors that Donald Trump will send us to Africa.
Is that something that worries you?
Yes. I typed it up on the computer, and my friends started hearing that too.
We're a little surprised that we've heard this from a couple of kids today, but Rich and I chalk it up to the wild imagination of youth. That is, until we meet this woman.
What is on your mind today? What are you thinking about today?
What the ship gonna look like going back over?
39-year-old Tanisha Bass has come to this computer lab to polish her resume. She's already completed 80 hours of classroom training, and now she wants hands-on experience to become a carpenter. When she makes that ominous reference to the ship, I do a double take. Is she joking, I ask, or serious?
Very serious. I mean, things like you're going to build a wall, you're going to deport people. So if you're deporting one race, that means you have that in mind for other races. Like, I mean, when you say make America great again, like when I think of it being great, I mean, those things wasn't great, the things that happened to people back then. That wasn't what I call great.
All this leaves Tanisha Bass just wanting to hold on tight to her current president.
I'm sad that it's ending. Like, you know, can we just handcuff him to the office for a couple more years, you know? Like, help us, don't leave us. He ain't gotta go, do he? You know, one more term, please.
Hey, Tasha!
Rich and I have entered a courtyard, and a teenage girl darts into our path, asking if we want to interview her boyfriend. And out of nowhere, he appears.
I recognize you.
Cortez.
With a collection of friends and family watching from a second-story window, 17-year-old Cortez Campbell offers his analysis of Donald Trump's personality.
But, you know, it's kind of like he's just being blunt, you know? He's just telling the truth. You want a president that'll lie to you, or you want a president that'll tell you the truth?
What did you think of Barack Obama as president?
I liked him as president. You know, he did a lot for us. You know, they were saying all the bad stuff about him, but he the one that got us out of the, what was that, the Great Depression? Something like that, you know. Can't really talk bad about that man. He didn't really do nothing bad. He didn't even took out all Osama bin Laden. So it's like he doing stuff that ain't nobody else can do.
So you're the first person today really kind of copacetic and quite fine with Donald Trump.
See, my mom and them don't like Donald Trump, but I say it doesn't really matter to me, you know. I don't really see what's wrong with him. I found him funny. I like funny people.
What's the mood out here at the Gardens today, post-election?
Just carrying on with life. It don't really affect us like that, you know. You know, we just doing what we got to do to survive and move on.
Can I open?
Yes. Hi, come in.
Hi.
I'm sorry, we just had a flood here. You got water everywhere.
Just across the courtyard, we've arrived at PCR, People for Community Recovery, and the office manager alerts us to a plumbing crisis in progress.
It's like a river right in there, so we're trying to get
PCR was founded by Hazel Johnson in 1979. It's a nonprofit that battles what's come to be called environmental racism. The fact that Altgeld was built in this location, with all its garbage dumps and pollution, is considered a prime example. Hazel Johnson passed away in 2011, but Rich and I were able to talk to her during our initial visit in 2008. She worked alongside Barack Obama when he was a community organizer at the Gardens, trying to rid the place of asbestos.
I know he was an ambitious young man. He was nice, polite, very mannerable. You know, I know he wanted to go beyond what he was already, but I had no idea that he would go that far. And I'm very proud of him, very proud.
Hazel's daughter, Cheryl, runs PCR today, and she's proud of Barack Obama, too. The president's underappreciated, she tells us. For instance, He doesn't get enough credit for helping people who were formerly incarcerated, she says.
The 3-strike policy will not only, people be in prison, but you couldn't go to school, you couldn't live in federal housing. Now there's opportunities for those folks, the reentry people, to come back to a community.
As for the election, now that the results are in, she's a little numb.
I don't know if I'm going to really truly feel the impact because I'm the lowest that you can go. I live in public housing. I'm broke. I don't have any money. So only thing that can happen to me is demolishing my community and making me homeless. Black people are resilient people. We've been through so damn much in this country to get to being equal with everybody else. So when you look at our history, we'll bounce back.
With Richard Cahan for WBEZ, this is Linda Paul.